The 1979 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar is one of the first small-sized U.S. dollar coins ever minted, introduced to replace the large Eisenhower dollar and designed to improve everyday circulation convenience, though it ultimately saw limited public acceptance because its size and color closely resembled a quarter. Struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the D Mint mark, this coin features on its obverse a right-facing portrait of Susan B. Anthony, a pioneering American suffragist and civil rights activist whose work was essential in advancing women's voting rights. The inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" accompany the portrait, along with the date 1979, which marked the first year of the coin's production. The reverse showcases an adaptation of the Apollo 11 mission insignia, an American eagle landing on the moon clutching an olive branch, symbolizing peace, exploration, and national achievement, surrounded by United States of America, e pluribus unum, and the denomination $1. The coin is composed of a copper-nickel-clad surface over a pure copper core, weighs 8.1 grams, measures 26.5 millimeters in diameter, and has a reeded edge like a quarter, which contributed to confusion in circulation. Although hundreds of millions were minted in 1979, making the 1979 D common in circulated condition, certain varieties attract collector attention, particularly the 1979 wide rim / near date variety, though this mainly applies to Philadelphia strikes and not Denver. In typical circulated condition, the 1979 D has mainly face value, but in higher mint state grades, MS 65 or above, its value can rise modestly because well-preserved pieces are less common due to heavy circulation during the early 1980s. Numismatically, the coin represents an important transitional moment in U.S. currency history. The country's attempt to modernize the dollar coin, honor a major figure in the women's rights movement, reduce production costs associated with printing dollar bills, and create a more durable coin for vending machines and automated systems. Despite its practical intentions, the public rejected it largely because of confusion with the quarter and reluctance to switch from paper dollars, leading to its discontinuation after 1981 before a brief revival in 1999. Today, the 1979 D. Susan B. Anthony dollar holds value primarily as a collectible historical artifact rather than a rare or high-priced coin, but it remains notable for its symbolic importance, its portrait honoring social justice, and its role in U.S. minting history. Next top. The 1999 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar is a significant modern U.S. coin because it marks the unexpected final return of the SBA dollar series, produced 18 years after the original run ended and struck at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the P. Mint mark positioned near Susan B. Anthony's portrait, which appears on the obverse along with the inscriptions "Liberty, In God We Trust," and the date 1999, all framing the determined profile of Anthony, a leading activist whose tireless efforts played a critical role in securing women's right to vote. Unlike the early issues of 1979 to 1981, the $1,999 were minted to address a sudden shortage of small-sized dollar coins needed for the nation's growing transit systems, vending machines, and automated payment kiosks, while the U.S. Mint prepared for the introduction of the new golden-colored Sacagawea dollar the following year. As a result, the 1999 SBA had a relatively low mintage compared to the heavy 1979 production, but was made with high-quality planchets and improved striking standards. The coin retains the original reverse design based on the Apollo 11 lunar mission insignia, featuring an American eagle landing on the moon with an olive branch of peace, surrounded by United States of America, e pluribus unum, and the denomination $1, symbolizing exploration, national achievement, and scientific accomplishment. Struck with the same copper-nickel-clad composition used for quarters, 75% copper, 25% nickel over a pure copper core. The coin weighs 8.1 grams, measures 26.5 millimeters in diameter, and bears a reeded edge, which again contributed to public confusion with the quarter and helped cement the SBA dollar's reputation as a difficult coin for circulation, even though it was functionally successful in automated systems. Because the 1999 P issue came so long after the original series and only for a single year, it holds special interest among collectors. Circulated examples carry primarily face value due to large survival rates, but uncirculated mint state, and especially proof-like, or high MS coins can command higher prices, with MS 66 or MS 67 examples being noticeably scarcer and valued for their sharp details, strong luster, and minimal marks. This final year issue has also become historically important as a bridge between two eras. It closed the chapter on America's first small-sized dollar, an effort initially intended to modernize U.S. currency but hampered by public resistance, while serving as the direct precursor to the Sacagawea dollar, which the mint hoped would succeed by using a distinctive golden color and smooth, wider edge to avoid confusion with other coins. Today, the 1999 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar is appreciated not only for its relative scarcity compared to earlier dates, but also for its role in U.S. numismatic history as the concluding piece of the country's first major attempt to create a compact, efficient, machine-compatible dollar coin, and as a symbolic tribute to Susan B. Anthony's legacy of courage, equality, and social reform. The 2001 P. United States $1 coin is part of the Sacagawea dollar series, a circulating coin first released in 2000 to replace the Susan B. Anthony dollar and designed to be visually distinctive with its golden color and smooth, modern aesthetic. Struck in Philadelphia, indicated by the P. mint mark, the 2001 issue features on its obverse the calm, dignified portrait of Sacagawea, the Shoshone guide who assisted the Lewis and Clark expedition, carrying her infant son Jean-Baptiste on her back, symbolizing both her historical significance and the broader role of Native American contributions to United States history. The obverse design, created by sculptor Glenna Goodacker, includes the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust, positioned to frame the portrait without visually competing with it, creating a sense of forward movement and resilience. Though often called a golden dollar, the coin contains no actual gold. Instead, it is composed of a copper core clad with a manganese brass alloy, producing its characteristic warm golden hue intended to distinguish it from quarters after earlier dollar coins were frequently confused in circulation. The reverse of the 2001 dollar continues the soaring eagle design by Thomas D. Rogers Sr., showing a bald eagle in flight surrounded by 17 stars, representing the number of states in the Union at the time of the Lewis and Clark expedition, with the inscriptions United States of America and $1. In terms of minting, the 2001 P had a significantly lower mintage than the 2000 issue, part of a downward trend caused by limited public use of dollar coins since paper currency remained preferred, making 2001 coins interesting to collectors, especially in high-grade, uncirculated, or proof-like states. Numismatically, this issue is admired for its smooth golden surfaces, slightly satiny mint luster, and cleanly rendered devices when struck well, though some examples may show weakness around Sacagawea's cheek or the eagle's feathers due to strike variability. While circulation finds today are often heavily worn because the alloy dulls with use, uncirculated 2001 P. Sacagawea dollars typically display a rich, bright color and, when preserved carefully, can exhibit attractive cartwheel luster. The coin also represents an important transitional moment in U.S. minting history, reflecting an effort to modernize circulating dollar coins while honoring indigenous history in a respectful and meaningful way. Although the Sacagawea dollar never achieved widespread circulation, it became a favorite among collectors and educators due to its symbolic design, durable composition, and cultural significance, and the 2001 P issue in particular stands as part of the early, pre-presidential dollar era, before the series shifted reverses in 2009 to feature annually changing Native American themes. Today, its value ranges from face value in circulated condition to higher prices for uncirculated, MS grade, or numismatic special strike examples, and it remains an accessible yet historically rich piece for anyone interested in American coinage, Native American representation, or early 2000s U.S. mint design philosophy. Next top. The 2009 United States of America $1 coin represents a significant transitional moment in modern U.S. numismatics because while the obverse still displays the familiar Statue of Liberty design from the presidential dollar series, or, in the case of the Native American series, the Sacagawea portrait. The year 2009 marks the first full year that the U.S. Mint introduced annual reverse changes for the Native American $1 coin program, all while continuing the presidential dollar series that had begun in 2007. Both types share inscriptions such as "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," but their placement differs. After 2009, "In God We Trust" was moved from the edge to the obverse because collectors and the public sometimes found the edge lettering hard to read or prone to striking errors. For the Native American $2009, the obverse retains Glenna Goodacre's iconic depiction of Sacagawea carrying her infant, radiating calm confidence and symbolizing indigenous contributions, framed by "Liberty" above and "In God We Trust" at the left. This year's reverse, however, debuted the new annually changing design, beginning with the theme, Agriculture, Three Sisters, featuring a central image of a Native woman planting beans, maize, and squash, crops historically cultivated together, symbolizing sustainability, agricultural innovation, and the cultural resilience of Native people. For the presidential dollar coins of 2009, which include William Henry Harrison, John Tyler, James K. Polk, and Zachary Taylor, the obverse features each president's portrait with "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" moved to the obverse for greater visibility, while the reverse continues to display the majestic Statue of Liberty, a design by Don Everhart, representing the democratic ideals each presidency contributed to or struggled with. The 2009 dollar coins are especially notable for their edge lettering, still containing "E Pluribus Unum," the year, and the mint mark, which became a hallmark of the presidential and early Native American dollars. These inscriptions were applied using a separate process that sometimes generated collector-valued varieties, such as missing, doubled, or weak edge lettering. Composition-wise, the 2009 dollars maintain the manganese brass-clad alloy that creates the golden appearance, though no gold is actually present. The core is pure copper, chosen for durability and resistance to discoloration, although circulated pieces often tone to a dull brownish shade. Mintages in 2009 declined sharply because public use of dollar coins never matched production levels, and the U.S. Treasury began reducing circulating releases, causing many 2009 dollars, especially mint state examples, to be found primarily in rolls, bags, or collector sets rather than in everyday commerce. From a collector standpoint, 2009 dollars are valued for their historical context, artistic detail, and design transition. The presidential issues appeal to those who collect sequentially, while the 2009 Native American dollar is important as the first coin in a long ongoing series of annually changing reverses, making it a key date for anyone assembling a complete set. High-grade uncirculated pieces graded MS 65 and higher often display smooth fields, sharply defined lettering, and a strong satiny luster, though strike weakness can occasionally appear on Sacagawea's cheekbone, the agricultural elements of the Three Sisters design, or the Statue of Liberty's torch and gown folds. Even though the face value remains $1, numismatic value varies depending on condition, mint mark, such as 2009 P or 2009 D, and whether the piece comes from a special strike, such as proof or uncirculated mint set versions. Altogether, the 2009 $1 coin stands as a major evolutionary point in the U.S. dollar coin system. It combines tradition and innovation, merges cultural recognition with presidential history, expands the symbolic meaning of liberty, and continues the modern effort to create a distinct, artistically rich circulating dollar that honors the depth and diversity of American heritage. Next top.